Hello, my name is Adam, and I'm going to talk about Lawang Sewu. So Lawang Sewu, it comes from Japanese, meaning the thousand doors. First of all, Lawang Sewu is situated at the heart of Semarang, and one of the many reminders of its colonial history. Before it became a thing, the spooky building that is abandoned, it was in Indonesia's independence. It was actually the administrative center of the Dutch railways in the East Indies. So rail transportation was the most important way to travel goods and people across the land. It's fast and it's efficient. And to symbolize its importance, the little headquarters of the railway decided that, you know what, perhaps I'm going to make this giant mosaic that looks like a church's mosaic, but it's not. The builders of Lawang commissioned Italian artists to create a mosaic that at first glance looks like a church's mosaic, but the church's mosaic style can be explained by how important rail transportation was. The building itself is made of stone, hard brick, and some concrete. Its columns are tall and shaped like rounded squares, and its purpose is to prevent people from accidentally knocking over and falling and getting injured. They also are very, very thick and, of course, very, very strong and solid. I mean, they will probably still get injured, but it's gonna be less severe. But why is Rawang Seo very tall from like floor to roof? Because Semarang is very hot. Buildings with taller interiors are usually colder. Just to bring this point further, Semarang is actually hotter than Bekasi. The Dutch also commissioned like for the building to have massive underground chambers which will be filled with water, and its purpose is to cool the entire building with a couple of holes and connections, and those holes with water will water later evaporate to later cool the building. The door is actually referring to, the mouth of the door, like the thing that you open and close. But in reality, much of it is actually, windows. And the windows themselves are interesting because not only we have windows that aren't made of glass, but rather like wood with some holes and spaces for it. It's also a sliding like door window. But windows that are with glass are open from the top and goes down to the bottom to let air go in, fresh air go from the top. The purpose of the window is to provide fresh air, so it goes from the top, but prevents dust from and everything else from going into the house. And all across, I will say, because it was like the center of with the railway operations in the East Indies, it's of course a railway museum about railway stuff filled with many, many exhibitions about trains, railway history, as well as ticketing machines and uniforms of officers who will drive the trains. In Indonesian, we call them masinis. Unfortunately, after like the collapse of the Dutch Empire in Indonesia, the building will soon be abandoned after Indonesia's independence. Perhaps it was even abandoned before Indonesia's independence during the brief Japanese occupation of Indonesia, was probably used as a prison for political dissidents. And it's this sort of connotation of being abandoned and perhaps being used as a prison is what led many, many to believe that this place is in fact haunted, haunted, haunted. But eventually, the Indonesian government just snapped. Like they decided that this place is way too important for the history of Samarang. They have put enough, money and resources to reconstruct and refurbish the building from the doors, the windows, and they also made it into a museum for history's sake. Okay, so that's all about Lawang Sewu. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Nafeesa, Zafira from India. Today I'm going to present about Taj Mahal. The famous Disney movie Aladdin was inspired by a famous building in Asia. The Sultan's palace in the movie was based on a real-life building in India, Taj Mahal. In the real world, Taj Mahal is a tomb made by Emperor Shah Jahan for his beloved deceased wife, Mumtaz Mahal. The emperor started by building mosque, guest house, and the main gateway on the south. It was completed in 1648 AD. The Taj Mahal is now known to be the greatest architectural achievement in the whole range of Indo-Islamic architecture. Taj Mahal has some very unique aspects, such as the placing of the tomb at one end of the quadripartite garden, rather than in the exact center. The ground place of the Taj Mahal is considered in perfect balance of composition. Maybe this is because of the fact that the emperors hired many talented workers, from painters, carvers, stone cutters, dome builders, and calligraphers. The most impressive aspect of the Taj Mahal is next to the tomb is the main gate, which stands majestically in the center of the southern wall of the forecourt. The main architect of the Taj Mahal, Ustad Ahmad Lahori, surely did an excellent job on this work. The Taj Mahal is a perfect symmetrical planned building. The building material used is brick and lime mortar veneered with red sandstone. To fancy the place up, it is also veneered with marbles and inlay work of precious stone. To fancy up the place, it is also veneered with marbles and inlay work of precious stones. The frame of the portal arches and spandrels in the prayer hall are veneered in white marble. The efforts that the emperor made in memory of his wife are unstoppable, and all of those are shown in the majestic building he built for his wife. Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Rafi, and today I'm going to present about the Eiffel Tower. The Eiffel Tower is one of the most famous landmarks of the world. The Eiffel Tower is located on the Champ de Mars in Paris, France. The tower itself is named after an engineer named Gustave Eiffel. The construction of the tower started on 28th of January in 1887 and was finished on the 15th of March on 1889. The tower itself stands 330 meters high and consists of three levels for visitors and one level for residual. It is also almost completely built out of open lattice wrought iron that were light and airy but also strong. The structure stands on four piers that join to form a single large vertical tower. The piers are connected to each other by networks of girders. When the tower was completed, it served as the entrance gateway to the exposition. Today, people from around the world came and visit the Eiffel Tower because it is actually one of the UNESCO World Heritage Sites. There are also restaurants on the first and second levels, and the top level's platform is the highest observation deck in the European Union. You can access the visitors levels by the 8 elevators available, or you can also take the stairs if you want. That's all from me.